Hello friends and fellow YouTubers and of course our patrons as well. Welcome to this long overdue replacement for my old business update during the lockdown. I'm going to be doing this as a way of keeping you guys appraised of what's happening with the channel or with the publishing side of the business and all of that kind of stuff. So for those of you who don't know already, I'm something of a fan of the works of Hunter S. Thompson, hence the name of the show, which is just going to be me sat here with 2 fingers of rum, waxing lyrical about all things Zadrum. So, cheers. That's better. And of course, Happy New Year for the last time. So because a lot of this is going to be covering mostly behind the scenes stuff, this show is primarily going to be patron exclusive. But obviously there may be times with certain things that I need to let everyone know about, as with this inaugural episode. So in that case, they will be appearing on the channel for everyone. Those of you who caught the first couple of episodes of Maybe Movies at the beginning of December might remember me alluding to some changes coming up to how we run the show in 2024. Obviously with Christmas and work and just the wonderful never-ending process of editing, I never got a chance to refer back to that. So this is basically what I'm going to be covering on this episode. In a nutshell, what we're looking at doing with Maybe Movies is trying to take it back to pretty much where we were when we first started. A few reasons for this, I'll come to those in a minute. I'm trying to be a bit more business-like with this. That lasted long, didn't it? Yeah, so instead of having the pitch meeting and then 6 episodes, an episode per act for the 2 new theoretical movies that we make, instead what we're going to be doing is we're going to do the pitch meeting at the start of the month, first Friday of the month, as always, as we've always done, and then there'll just be 2 episodes a month, and each of those will be a new theoretical movie in its entirety. Initially going to allow myself 10 to 12 days between filming and putting the videos out. But as I say, that's an initial estimate. I won't know for sure how long it's going to take until I do it. That may change, so again, kind of watch this space. And I'll let you know on the channel itself. As for the Maybe Movies mashups ones, I was kind of toying around with that, and Sam and I have had a bit of a chat. Initially, we're going to try and do it the same way. So pitch meeting, and then later in the month there will just be 1 episode. That will be our mashup movie. Have a look at the New Year's Day special that we did. That was kind of like a good dry run of how those might actually end up looking, which is kind of cool, and it's also a bit more intense for us as well, trying to knock all of this together, in one sitting, as it were. In terms of the reasons for this, there's a few. Generally, though, for me at the minute, the 7-show format over the month is kind of becoming a bit unsustainable, especially at the moment where, thanks to the cost of living crisis, I'm having to up my hours in my day job just to kind of keep all of this running. More importantly, though, it's more to do with how what we do is perceived and digested by the most important people of all, you guys. How can I put it? Just sort of towards the end of last year, I was having a look at how we were doing things, and for me, it was kind of like starting to feel a bit like, it's a bit like you've pre-ordered a meal at a restaurant, and then you turn up on the day and have your starter, and then are told to come back in a couple of days' time for your main course, and then in another 5 days after that for your dessert. And that's, especially in this day and age, that's quite a bit of a time commitment. I mean, and I know there are some wonderful people out there, some wonderful sort of die-hard fans who will come back and watch regardless, and for that we thank you, eternally grateful. But just generally, I think, I'm hoping anyway, that there's something more visually stimulating in seeing us do this from start to finish in one sitting. Hopefully that's how you feel as well, and it will make coming and watching Maybe Movies a bit more of an event, hopefully. And of course, the other reason for this as well is going to be our other shows as well. Obviously, Maybe Movies Actually and Watched Unread, which generally tends to fall by the wayside, unfortunately, just because of how much work is involved in doing Maybe Movies the way that we've been doing it until recently. So this hopefully will give me a bit more time to give those a bit more love. So also, Sam and I have got some other ideas as well that possibly wouldn't have seen light of day with the way that we have been doing things. That's pretty much it for this one. I mean, I don't really have anything to report on the publishing side of the business at the moment, but hopefully that should change later in the year. Thank you to everyone who's been checking out the ambience videos that we've been putting out. Very quick note, I do just want to apologise with regards to the first one that we did, which went out around Halloween. It's been doing really well, which is fantastic, and thank you everyone who's been giving that one a look. Unfortunately, because it has been doing really well, our overlords at YouTube, who don't miss a trick, have decided, ooh, virgin territory. Let's spam this with ads. Sam mentioned it to us a couple of weeks ago, and I watched it the other day, and I counted 7 ad breaks in a 59-minute ambience video. Thank you, YouTube, for that. I'm not quite sure what I can do about it. I might try and email them, but who knows if I'd get any response or if it would make any difference. So I do apologise. The ads on that thing are nothing to do with us. And there's nothing that we can do about that at the moment. But as I said, that's kind of going to be it for this first one. The next few will be all on Patreon, on our Trent's Tribe tier, which is our top tier, which is only £2 a month. So if you want to support us in other ways, then please do check that out. There'll be links to that below. And I'm intending on doing these once a month. You'll get that as well as other bonus content, which is mostly kind of like outtakes from our shows or extra bits that sort of ended up on the cutting room floor, if you like. But anyway, thank you for stopping by and checking out and listening to me ramble for a bit. I hope you've had a tipple at the same time. Except, of course, if you're watching this first thing in the morning, because that's just... No, don't do that. Don't do that. But until next month, bottoms up.